Gerhard Bloom, once again, looking at the tyranny and the delusions of the social justice movement. So, if you haven't heard, the federal court in Canada has ruled that Justin Trudeau and his invocation of the Emergency Measures Act to deal with illegally parked vehicles and bouncy castles and, the honking of horns, that was overreach, right? Absolute overreach. The Emergency Measures Act is the new iteration of the War Measures Act. And as the War Measures Act should suggest to you, that it is basically invoking martial law. Trudeau, by invoking the Emergency Measures Act, has basically dictatorial powers to deal with this emergency. Somebody very dear to me, right, said, oh, yeah, but there's illegally parked trucks and they're honking horns. And I said to this person, I'm like, I get that. But you don't think that, the city of Ottawa has parking restrictions? If I park my truck illegally, I can get that thing tagged and towed. The police don't have to call the mayor, who calls the premier, who calls Trudeau to say, we need to invoke the War Measures Act. Gerhard's got his illegally parked truck out here. Same with honking, right? Honking. I honk my horn 2 o'clock in the morning like an idiot. Somebody can phone the police. I can get a ticket. Done, right? Problem solved. The police in Ottawa had every bit of authority they needed. And Trudeau invokes this and then starts freezing the bank accounts of Canadian citizens. It's not his fucking money. It's their money. And they might need that money, like to feed and clothe their children or to pay their mortgages and pay their bills. Absolutely awful. He's a tyrant. He's a tyrant little sissy pants. And you know who declared martial law at about the very same time as Trudeau? Vladimir Zelensky. You know why he declared it, right? Yes, his country was being invaded by the Russian horde, right? So yes, he invokes martial law. I don't have any problem with that. And Trudeau the Elder, yes, famously invoked it in the wake of the FLQ crisis, right? The Quebec separatist terrorist group, he invoked martial law so things wouldn't get out of hand and they could quickly sweep up the terrorist organization, right? Anyways, this is absolutely awful. I have said this before. He is the absolute parade clown for social justice fascism. And fascism, in case you're unaware, is the collusion of an ideological political movement with the corporate world. And this is exactly what we're seeing, right? The corporate world with their billions of dollars of money and trying to support this woke social justice fascism. And you see that in the World Economic Forum. I won't repeat myself, but check out my video on the World Economic Forum, right? Yeah, thousands of private jets, and there's a desperate shortage of high-priced call girls, but they care about the oppression of women, right? Don't they? Right? They want you to eat bugs, and they are eating in 5-star restaurants. Right? Shameful, absolutely shameful. So thank God the court stood up. But of course, Trudeau is mincing down the hallway, can't get there fast enough to, yes, appeal. And in short order, the law schools are turning out, militant social justice fascism from the law schools. This is exactly what's happening. There's a Supreme Court justice who says, nobody from Yale will clerk for me because they're ideologically blinded. Anyways, and yes, please check out my, I understand some new people are following me. Absolutely great. I appreciate that. Check out my older videos. There's a whole series of videos that many of you haven't had an opportunity to check out. So thank you so much for your time and attention. Do check out my book, Deconstructing Social Justice. It's available on Amazon. It's important, not because I wrote it. I wrote it because the issues could not be more important. And I explore issues in some significant depth. And yes, I bring the receipts. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Now, bye-bye.